What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Ace Trigger 00, and once again I am back with another episode of Trigger Talks. I know I had a little bit of took a bit of sabbatical, but I'm finally back, guys. First thing, I want to apologize because this is a Flash related video, but as you see, my footage is not Flash related. That is because since I moved, I haven't been able to get a TV just yet. That'll probably come next week, so I can't record any game footage, and since I don't have a TV, I also can't set my PS4 up with Wi-Fi, so I can't do remote play for my PS Vita, which is the other way how I would have gotten gameplay footage. So instead, it's some Call of Duty footage that I recorded a while ago, and I'm going to end up using it for something else later on. But all that aside, let's get back to it. I'm so glad to be back. This episode, I'm pretty much going to cover Season 2, Episode 1 of The Flash. So if you have not seen that episode or have not watched the the first 5 seconds of the video, there will be spoilers pretty much, and as in this is a full episode review. So if you have not seen Season 2, Episode 1 of The Flash, then you probably shouldn't watch this video unless you don't mind being spoiled. So we're going to get into it. One other quick thing, I'm not going to too much talk about any of my expectations so far from watching episode 1. I'm going to say that for another video. However, this video was pretty much just a review slash kind of a little bit going over the first episode. So one of the first things talking about the episode, it didn't exactly pick up right where the last episode from season 1 left off. Now, if you guys watch other shows like or remember shows like Smallville and not, like when the season ended, the next season picked up exactly where it left off. Like the season where at the end there was a tornado that came, and then the next season picked up right where that is. However, Flash didn't do that, which I thought was kind of different and was kind of a more better feel, I guess. So like I said, we're like either 5 or 6 months after the events of the last episode from last season. The episode kind of picks up in a little bit of a dream or whatnot, which was kind of weird, but it kind of helps set the stage somewhat for the show. The episode, I felt like they took they wasted no time trying to get back into the feel or whatnot. The episode was overall, it had a little bit of a gloomy like feel, which as I feel like opposed to the first season was a bit more of a brighter, vibrant feel, as in this episode was kind of more of a gloomy feel due to obviously Eddie's death from last season, and as well as Ronnie's sacrifice, or Firestorm's rather, but more like Ronnie's sacrifice to destroy the singularity. So Ronnie's out of the picture. I personally, just my personal thoughts, I don't think he's completely out of the picture just yet. But as for the time being, he's out of the picture. So we have Ronnie that we don't have anymore. Eddie died. And then here we have, like I said, the episode's kind of gloomy. You know, everybody's kind of sulky, and I kind of feel like this kind of gloom carries on until the end of the episode, where they finally Barry's dad's actually out of prison, and it kind of, after that, the episode kind of gets a little bit brighter, but even still, I feel like it still kind of has like a slight gloom feel that carries to it. As far as storytelling, it's an awesome episode. I guess out of 1 through 5 stars, I'd give for storytelling about like a good 4.5. The reason why I'd say a 4.5 is because even though I kind of want to count character development with storytelling, but also as a separate thing, I feel like they introduced Atom Smasher, and I just felt like they could have, the way they did it, it was kind of like his character was just there to give them somebody else to fight for the episode, and it was great. But I feel like they could have did a bit more than what they did. 'Cause it was more of a, I'm this guy, you guys are gonna fight me, and that's pretty much all you got. You didn't really get too much of any backstory, any history, or too much of anything on Adam Smasher, which I guess in a way it's kind of something that so far the Flash has done, even though from last season. Although the way they did it in this one, it was really cut and dry. It's just, I'm this guy, I'm a metahuman, and I'm coming to kill you, and that's pretty much it. Like, they didn't really find out any information about him. You didn't. The only thing that you really found out, which was at the end, was that Zoom was sent to kill him, and that's about it. So, but other than that, like, as far as the actual Adam Smasher's character, there really wasn't much to learn. It was, like I said, it was kind of just really cut and dry. So I felt like, as far as that went, I feel like they could have explained a bit more. And I felt like there was at points where they were like they were seemed like they were going to explain something, and then they were just like, nah, we're not going to. And if the reason I said is, if you remember the part where Barry had asked, I guess he was like, how is it that you're still alive? Because they had saw like the same guy earlier was dead, and then when he came as Adam Smasher's mask came off, and then like, wait, this guy was dead. And Adam Smasher's like, oh, you're about to find out. So it's like he actually kind of made it seem like, oh, I'm gonna tell you something, or you're gonna find out something, but then nothing ended up happening. And it's just like, okay, well, that's great, but I wish I kind of learned a bit more. So as far as character development on new introduced characters, I felt like that was kind of I felt like we really just didn't get much of anything, and it kind of just didn't go anywhere. So, but I mean, and I don't even know if that's, I mean, that, for all I know, they could be planning on bringing Adam Smasher back for later episodes. I mean, from what it looks like, he pretty much died, so I highly doubt it's going to happen, but it'd be great to kind of, you know, get something more on this character. So, moving on a little bit, we did see Barry use the power to vibrate through things again, which, and the reason I say again is because I was, like, you know, a bit before the episode came out, I was reading on IGN and some articles online, and they were saying that Barry's going to introduce 2 new powers in the beginning, or like the beginning of the season or whatnot. And they were saying, when the stuff that I was reading, they were like, one of them that said that was a possibility was him being able to vibrate through stuff. And I was like, well, that's not really a new power, considering the fact that he used that in the episode with the Trickster from last season to get the bomb off his arm that was attached to him. So I was like, I don't really see where that was a new power, because we've seen it before, but it was something great just to see. It was just, for me, I was like, well, I mean, I don't know why they're trying to say this is a new power, and it's really not, but okay. But as far as that went, like I said, we did get to see that, which was great to see something different as far as power-wise goes, aside of him just moving at super speed or running or whatnot. So I was really happy for that. The relationships in Flash seem to be a little bit slightly estranged right now due to, and it really isn't any other characters. It's more of just, I guess, Barry just kind of trying to come to grips of what happened, and I guess more of if he blamed himself, so he decided to cut everyone off. Which, I mean, this is something that, you know, we should be used to seeing. It's a typical superhero dilemma that I'm pretty sure this will not be the last time we will see it. So the only thing that I'll say that is just, you know, if they're going to continually bring the same issue up, at least find better, newer ways to introduce it. And a good example is, you know, if you watch Arrow from season 1 to season 3, you see that it happens quite often in there. And like I said, I mean, if you're going to continue to do kind of one of the same subplots, you know, just try to find different ways to do it instead of basically give us the same thing over and over and over. I mean, and just after a while things get old. So moving on, I guess I did kind of expect to see Barry's new suit earlier, which it wasn't pretty much shown until the end of the episode, and it also wasn't, he didn't even put it on. So this is kind of something that I guess we're going to see next episode. And speaking of next episode, Hopefully we do get to see a lot more Jay Garrick. If you, like I said, if you've seen the episode, you notice that he was, kind of all throughout the episode, just in random places. But he really didn't do much, and he definitely didn't say much until the very, very end of the show. Which I don't know, I kind of assumed or hoped that we would see him a bit, earlier, but I'm guessing they're saving that for episode 2. So I'm really excited for, excuse me. I'm really excited for episode 2 to see how Jay Garrick will interact with all of the cast members, how important, what role his character will take. I'll post a link, probably either at the end of the video, to my season 2 expectations video if you haven't seen that already. And like I said, on there you'll see where I kind of feel like where Jay Garrick's character will go. I'm not really sure if that's going to happen, or we'll just see how that plays out. Also, speaking of characters, as I said, at the end of close to the end of the episode, they got Barry's dad out of jail, and from the way it looks, it kind of looks like his character is kind of a. I guess I don't know. I don't know if it's a plot development thing that can kind of play in later on in the series, or this is just how the creators have it written or whatnot. But pretty much, his dad's character kind of seems to be fading out. I mean, after they got him out of jail, pretty much, Barry was excited. He was talking about them getting in place, and from what it seemed like, his dad was pretty much like, I'm just gonna leave for a bit and whatnot. So, I mean, there's a possibility that his dad's character might be finished as of right now. I mean, it's too early in the series entirety to tell, and it's too early in the season to tell, but from what we're getting so far, pretty much his dad's kind of, I feel like we're probably not going to see him for a hot minute, so we'll see. Which, I guess it makes sense if his character doesn't really seem to have much of a place anywhere. It doesn't make sense to, keep him around and not doing anything for the story. So I guess as far as that, we'll have to wait later on the season, the series, to find out what's going to happen. Trying to see if I covered all my bases. Yeah, one thing that I see is kind of like so far is returning element to Flash is it kind of, I guess, they keep playing off the playing with the sad emotional part of the series, which, we've seen it plenty of times. We got at the beginning of the show, Barry's mom, we lost him. After Particle Accelerator exploded, you lost lost Ronnie, and then Professor Stein, and then, and not to mention all the other countless, or like 200 and something, or however many people in total that died that night. But, interesting, like I said, it's like a returning thing. We know Ronnie, they thought he died, and then it turned out he was not dead, and then now he dies again, which, like I said, I personally don't believe he's dead, because they showed, there wasn't really a body. It was just more of a, you saw Flash pull Professor Stein out, and then they just kind of assumed that Ronnie was dead. So I feel like they're really like playing with that element, but I feel like after a while it's going to kind of play out after a while. Arrows, has kind of played around with that for quite a bit, and from things I've read for season 4, and if you have seen Arrow season 1, which I don't really want to cover this in this video, but just a quick thing: if you saw Arrow episode 1 of season 4, someone 6 months later, after where the show is at now, someone dies, and once again, like I said, I read IGN interviews, or not interviews, but articles and whatnot, and whoever this character is that died isn't someone who, is going to be dead for a little bit, or going to be a fake out, or they're even going to bring back with the Lazarus pit, from what the article stated, and I think it was also some quotes in there from the creators and whatnot. But what they said pretty much was this character isn't going to be a fake out. This character is going to actually stay dead. So kind of interesting who that is. I kind of have some theories on who it is and what the death of that person will do for the series, but that's that's for another video. But like I said, in terms of characters, I kind of feel like they keep playing around with this thing, and eventually they're gonna have to do something different. Ronnie could possibly still have some value to the show. I mean, I don't know if his disappearance of the show is just a writing thing, or it might actually be a actor conflict, and that's kind of what happens when they have that actor conflict. They end up writing characters out of the show, or I mean, in the case of from Arrow, the actor who plays Red Arrow or Arsenal. He wasn't originally supposed to be a show regular, but he ended up trying it out, and I mean, with conflicts, eventually he ended up, kind of being written out of the show, which is, I mean, I don't know if it's completely written out of the show from the end of season 3, but I mean, it's a possibility. So that could be a thing with Lonnie's character. It could be an actor conflict, or like I said, it could be a writer conflict. And as far as Barry's dad goes, I personally feel like that's not more of an actor conflict. I thought it's just like a writing thing. I guess they feel like his dad, as of right now, will have nowhere, has no place to help the show or any of the characters grow. So I mean, typically when there's no place for a character, or there's no helping in development or anything, they end up just pretty much getting written out, because there's no point of having them, and it just kind of a waste. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I mean, those are my personal thoughts. There's no proof. There's no no links of anything that I could that I know of, that I could prove to you guys that this is what it is. This is just kind of my personal thoughts on that. So as far as that goes, I'm really kind of interested to see how Iris and Barry's friendship/relationship takes off from last season, because you saw from last season pretty much Barry finally confessed his love for Iris, and then that went sour, and then she was still willing to go, still trying to stay with Eddie. And then now that Eddie's dead, kind of curious, like, right, what's going to happen? But I mean, don't really know. So I'm just curious to see how that's going to play out in the future. I think I'm trying to find out if I covered everything. Overall, it was a pretty spectacular episode. I mean, from they pretty much, I feel like they came back really hard, really just straight from the last season. They kind of just they hit just about all the right spots, like right off the bat. I mean, hopefully they continue to do this. I hope that it doesn't start to falter a little bit every now and then, which at some points I feel like Arrow has between certain seasons. But I mean, I don't know if this thing can happen. Hopefully not. But we'll see what happens later on down the line. So I think I've covered just about everything that I wanted to cover. Like I said, I thought it was a great episode so far. Hopefully the rest of the season carries on like this, and I can't wait to see what happens. So you guys tell me, what are your thoughts on this episode? Did you like it, or did you not like it? Do you even watch the show? Do you like the show? Do you prefer Flash or Arrow? I mean, so let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know how you feel about Arrow having the shared universe with Flash. All these other great shows. Vixen as well. Legends of Tomorrow. Are you excited for Legends of Tomorrow? How do you guys feel about that? Just kind of let me know what are your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you guys want to post some of your theories for the season or whatnot, go ahead, sure, post them down there. I will respond to you guys whenever I can, whatnot. Also, guys, let me know what other type of topics you guys would like for me to cover in the future. Just a couple of things. I really plan on doing quite a bit with my channel, so that's that. Quick update, guys. Also, since I have a little bit of time, I guess, Like I said, I haven't been able to post like any gameplay or even get any footage even for this video really, because I'm trying to get a TV. But after I do get that, which I do plan on getting that next week, hopefully by Wednesday-ish is what I'm aiming for. So be on the lookout for some more gameplay footage. But as far as new games, I'm looking forward to again. I do have so far Assassin's Creed Syndicate on pre-order, as well as Black Ops 3. I did go ahead and get the Battlefront beta since it was free. I mean, I haven't been able to play it because I haven't, like I said, been able to use my PS4 as of yet. But I do have it. So once my TV is up and running, I'll post some gameplay. If you'd like, just let me know in the comments. Also, I have Devil May Cry Definitive Edition. I haven't played it. Can decide if I want to, and if you want to see it, just let me know. Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna get to our YouTube shout out. It's gonna be from Charlie81296 or Charlie's Gaming Center. Check them out, guys. And for our song of the day, is gonna come from the band Artisans. It's called V.O.I.C.E.S. They're a new band. Check them out, guys, and have a great day.
What if you